Welcome. I'm Eric Kleinsorge, CEO and Chairman of the World Economic Development Alliance, and I would like to welcome you to today's podcast on what is WEDA's Prospect Generation Program. And a lot of you might be considering becoming a part of your state site location team with WEDA, and I've just asked, I want to understand and better get an idea of what WEDA is and what will it do for me. I always like to start this presentation with a quick story. WEDA was born in 1994. 25 economic developers got together in a summit meeting and they started discussing marketing. They said, we're doing magazine advertising, we're doing direct mail, we're doing radio, we're doing TV, we're doing internet. And out of all these things, everybody kept coming back with the same answer. We just care about the lead that's being developed. We don't care where the lead's coming from. If it's magazines, that's great. In fact, we don't know where it's going to come from. So what if we could put a small amount of money, probably the equivalent of a single page ad in a magazine or a one direct mail campaign. I'm going to give you that one piece of investment, and let's put all of our small pieces of investment and put together a global marketing fund to go out and find the leads. Do all the dirty work. Find the leads, do the qualification, and come back to us with only qualified projects. It was brilliant. In 1994, that's how WEDA was born. People were trying to save money, leverage their dollars, come up with better results, and not have the expense and headaches of doing so. So in essence, they were leapfrogging marketing and qualification and going straight to the heart of the end result that they were looking for, the qualified lead. So what I want to dive into now is the actual cost justification report that we put together. It'll help explain everything we deliver to someone who's a part of our site location team for their state. And what we do is we make that a very exclusive group. So each state might have a maximum or a number that we identify at the beginning of the year. And your state might have a maximum of 4 site location team members. And we try to offer that exclusivity. So therefore, we try to find the best economic developers who will work the project alerts and make sure that they're taken care of, represent the alliance well, and get the information that's needed to the projects so that they can have success. And that success breeds future projects from that company when they do future expansions. Now I'm going to try to keep this to 12 minutes, so I'm going to hustle through this, and I want you to just keep pace with me, and I'll leave my phone number at the end of the presentation and down below, so at any time you could give me a call and answer any of your questions. But the cost justification report, we entitle it Maximize Deals. DEALS stands for Develop Quality Contacts, Engage with Active Projects, Access Site Locators, Leverage Marketing Dollars, and Save Money and Resources. And this cost justification report, for an example, we just put together Sample City USA, one of our favorite clients. You can substitute your community and kind of get an idea of what this cost justification report would look for you in the next 12 months. So we sat down, and anytime we engage with the community, at the beginning of the year, we talk with them. We have what's called a discovery day. And what we try to do is identify their main goals. So Sample City USA, we sat down and we found that these goals are about 95% of economic developers' goals. They want to leverage their marketing dollars and reduce their expenditures. Their boards are coming to them saying, spend less, get more, and show me what you got with how much you spent. And so a very high degree of interest is the ROI, and what are we getting for our investment? How can we leverage our limited dollars into getting better results? We also want to increase our trade show exposure. We're doing some trade shows. We might not be doing some trade shows, but we want to be at the trade shows, and we don't want to pay the $8,500 to $12,000 to do a trade show. So give us a way to do trade shows and not have such a horrible ROI on them. Maximize internet exposure. We need to get out there on the internet. We know that 85 to 90% of site location searches start on the internet. Increase our news, increase our content, and increase our site locator outreach. We want to reach those site locators that are at working an average of 6 to 7 projects per year. We're not as interested in targeting, say, 10,000 industry contacts that might only have less than 1% of active plans. We want to fish where the fish are biting, and that is the site locator community. So prospect development. We've identified Sample City's goals, and we've sat down, we've put this into place, and we're going to go through the year with them. And we're going to give the actual results back so that Sample City can take this to their board and show them what they got, the actual ROI. During the year, we prospect development, we generate and engage with anywhere from 70 to 104 projects per year. And we make sure that they are going to make a decision within 24 months, are going to have 10,000 square foot of space in needs, hire at least 10 new employees, and locate with outside of 100 miles of their current location. And if those requirements are met, a project alert is generated and delivered to you, and in this case to Sample City for their review. We only put a value of $10 per project alert because we know they're not all going to take a look. But Sample City wants to take a look at those because they might find a project that has the perfect needs in terms of buildings and whatnot and recruit that company and get on their short list where they weren't on the short list originally. We delivered 28 project alerts that were interested or considering their state or region, meaning they're a little bit more valuable because now the company has a indicated interest that they want to consider that state. So now it's a little bit easier pitch to put together information, more qualified. So we put a value of $350. Now the number of responses, we didn't put a value, but 7 people out of the 28 responded and engaged and started talking back and forth with Sample City USA. And therefore there were some conversations being initiated. And out of that, a site visit was generated. Now, I don't want to get everybody's hopes up here, and I want to keep boards' expectations at a minimum. One site visit, the national average is $65,000 of marketing is invested before one site visit is yielded. That's a national average. So, meaning take all the marketing that you're spending. If it adds up to $65,000, it should be yielding one site visit. Anything less is probably an unrealistic expectation. Anything more, you need to clean up your marketing. So that's just, we don't put a value on here because we don't want to blow this report out of the board's mind, and we want to keep it very conservative. But on our prospect development, Sample City USA realized $11,240 of benefit from just our prospect development. Trade shows and exposure. Each year we target the 7 fastest growing industries, and we go to their top industry trade shows. We actually have a booth at the trade shows. We survey our members to find out what trade shows they're most interested in, and we host WEDA Appreciation Nights, which are a great networking opportunity with international contacts, with companies that are have expansion plans that we invite with a VIP ticket to the event, and corporate site locators in the city that choose to come and attend it. And we make them very unique events. So in that, we put together a value. What is the value of a trade show, or what does it cost? If you're out to go out and do a trade show on your own, the national average is $8,535. And that's all of these expenses added up. Booth, carpet and chairs, booth shipping, union labor fees, airfare, hotel, per diem, food per diems. This doesn't even include the expense of the actual booth and materials that you're going to display at the booth. On top of that, there's some entertaining car rentals. Those are expenses that are over and above $8,535. In fact, The national average is $12,000 per trade show that it's going to cost you if you put together a trade show program. Trade show reports. Trade show reports, each and every show that we attend, we put together a very detailed report on the trade show of who the contacts are, who we met, and here's the business cards of those contacts for your own personal follow-up. It's a tremendous savings for communities that they can now have confidence that they'll be represented at the show and not have to travel to the show. It all boils back to the original thought of WEDA. We don't care where the lead comes from, just that it's a lead. So we put together these reports, and they're very popular, and we tie a value of $6,650 per year for 7 of those trade show reports. So the trade show analysis, or the value that Sample City realized from us during their year, we distributed the literature at 7 trade shows, a value of $1,750. They exhibited with us at 3 of the 7 trade shows, realizing a savings of $25,605. And they took their 7 trade show reports and they put those into their CRM or did their own personal follow-up with them, saving them a value of $6,650. $34,005 was the trade show value gained by Sample City. WEDA Appreciation Nights, I touched onto those. I don't need to go into those real in depth, but they are meant to be a appreciation to members and appreciation to the companies that we're working with, and bring them together and allow them to network. Economic developers enjoy networking with international economic developers or trade associations or other board members of ours during these, and they're an exciting way for us to say thank you and provide a great forum for that networking. Internet exposure. I repeat, 90% of site searches begin on the internet. And so we tackle the internet with a very formal, what we call our microsite. And on that microsite, we give different sections: an About Us section, a map, a news and press release section, your contact information fully linked back to your website, free information requester, and our online digital documents in case there's documents. The other thing that we do is we put a building and sites promoter on there. So we ask you to find your top 3 to 5 sites, and we promote that through your microsite. And the intent of having it a showcase versus a listing is we want that project to pick up the phone and ask about other properties. We want them to engage with you. So giving them a teaser of your top 3 to 5 is the best way for them to pick up the phone and call and ask for more information. The value of that is $3,200. Press releases. We do press releases for the members when they join that they can send out to their national or their local press, TV, news, radio, to get some exposure and to hand off to their board members to post on their own websites. And then throughout the year, if they have other press releases or news bits that they want us to produce, we'll do that. By just doing 2 of those, you can kind of see some of the additional exposure that's generated through that, but not much. We don't tie too much value to that. It's just a way for us to help you get the word out that you're a partner with us. $480, if you'll see, is the value tied to that on just 2 press releases. Social media implementation. Again, we're on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. We do, last year alone, did over 6,600 posts and tweets and social media posts, and that is geared specifically to increase the conversations and the knowledge and the information about our members out through all these groups. About 50,000 plus is reached with one of our tweets or one of our posts social media wise. So the more information you can get to us throughout the year, the more we can tweet and Facebook and link in those messages out to all of these groups. Site locator outreach. We believe and have these people sit on our boards: NAI Global, CBRE, Jones Lang Sal, Trans Western. We send them regular news about what we're doing. We send them buildings that are available from our clients, and if they're making trips into cities, we help them set up appointments with those groups so that they can actually engage and work with fellow board members of the alliance. Total site locator outreach is about $900. So you can see our and Sample Cities outreach is a total package. It's not just leads. It's about trade show leveraging. It's about social media. It's about getting in with the site locators, all to produce increased exposure, increased success, and increased leads from a program that is multifaceted, not just focused on one part of your marketing program. WEDA investment summary. This is probably the most exciting page of the whole presentation, and I'm about to wrap it up. We're at 16 minutes, so I've ran over a little bit, but I promise you I'm close. Prospect development. They included one site visit, but $11,240. Trade show literature distribution, $34,005. WEDA appreciation night, just a way to say thank you. Trade show contact reports, $66.50. Internet microsite, $3,200. Press release distribution savings, $481. Social media messages, $953. Site locator outreach, $900. Total value of the WEDA program, $57,429. What was invested? $8,500. Sample City USA can turn around to their board and say, look, if we were to do this program on our own, we would have invested $57,000. We saved our group $48,000, almost $49,000 by being a partner of WEDA and leveraging what they do. That allows, and we can actually sit down, and we do sit down with the group and say, hey, how can you better leverage those dollars? Can you go put out a better website? Can you do some additional marketing material? Can you put together better response packets? Use that money towards follow-up, not finding. In closing, WEDA makes sense for two reasons. First, we save your community money because we leverage your dollars. Second, we increase your exposure and results without increasing your expense. If there's two things I want you to remember about WEDA's prospect generation campaign, it's those. Obviously, we would be excited to be a part of your economic development team. I'm excited about the coming year. It's proven out to be an exciting one, and we'd love to join your team and have you join us. Thanks again. I'm going to give you my phone number. It's 214-420-1490, and I am extension 1. If you want an 800 number, it's 800-632-WEDA, which is 9332. I'm still extension 1 at the 800 number. I've posted that down below in the comments so that you can have easy access to it. And we're excited about our prospect generation program. We hope you are too. Thank you.